Hey guys, I am super excited because today we are testing out $3 eyeshadow quads. I don't want to call them palettes because they aren't really full palettes, but they're these cute little quads from e.l.f. These are their bite-sized eyeshadows. I have the version Truffles and Berry Bad here. Just full disclaimer, I have not loved e.l.f. eyeshadows in the past, but that's also why I was so excited to get these, because I love being able to recommend affordable eyeshadow products. So I'm really hoping that these are the winners for me. I saw these and I thought that they might be a good potential dupe for the Fenty Beauty Snap Shadows. It looked like they had some very similar color schemes going on. So let's see how these go. These retail for $3. They're super tiny and cute. They're a little wider than my iPhone. I did also pick up a couple of their little liquid eyeshadows to see if they might be a good Stila dupe. So we're gonna try those out as well. If you're new here, I'd love to have you subscribe. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna use my favorite Milani eyeshadow primer today. And I'm gonna start out with this Dusty Rose shade that's all the way on the left side of this palette. And I'm gonna use a BH Cosmetics Studio Pro 16, which is a nice little fluffy brush, great for sort of transition and crease shades. Does seem pretty powdery, so I'm just gonna tap off that excess. And I'm just going to start by swirling this from the outer corner on upwards. This is a placement I like to do a lot when the cats are fighting. Alright, so I dipped in twice for each eye, got a decent, nice little light wash of color. It is a pretty light shade. Now I'm going to go into this more matte burgundy-ish shade. I don't know if this is a true burgundy, but it's just a deeper reddish pinkish color. And I'm using an e.l.f. fluffy eye blender brush for that. And I'm just doing this sort of same placement, but just keeping it a little more concentrated on the inner portion of the eye. This has some good pigment to it, as you can see. I'm just taking my number 16 brush and swirling over the edges to help blend it some more. It blended really easily though, and I'm very happy with the amount of pigment that gave me. It actually gave a very good amount of pigment. I might add a little bit more, but I'm just gonna add my shimmer shade first. Let's see here. So we have this more coppery shade and this more pinky mauve-y shade. I'm just gonna put, I'm using my finger for both of them. I'm just gonna put the copper one more on the center of the lid there. And then I'll put the mauve one on like the inner part of the lid. So I'm pretty picky about my shimmers. These have like a decent amount of texture to them, but I am just gonna see what this copper pulls like if I wet a brush instead of just using my finger. I love a super intense, like foiled sort of metallic look for my shimmers. So I'm gonna see if I can get that out of this. We did get some nice shimmer out of that, kind of up there. I am just gonna add a little bit more burgundy in the outer part of my eye just to kind of help blend it there. And what I'm gonna do is just top the little center of my lid with this liquid glitter shadow in Flirty Birdies. These are little $5 liquid eyeshadows. Just want to give it that extra pop and kind of see how these work together as well. I've been hearing really good things about these e.l.f. liquid eyeshadows. I don't know if it looks dumb or not. I was kind of expecting that to be a little more coppery than it is on the eye. I think I'm just gonna add a little bit more of this. I didn't want to cover up that shimmer that I placed down, but they're not really meshing together too well. I think that looks really pretty. It definitely is like a super intense glitter. I'm really liking how that looks so far. The real test will be how that glitter wears throughout the day versus right now, because sometimes these glitter eyeshadows get like a lot of fallout. This is all I'm gonna do for the upper eye. I'm gonna do some simple face makeup, then I'll pop a little bit of that burgundy on my under eye on camera, and that'll be that. Alrighty, I am literally just taking that brush that I had that burgundy shade on, pinching it slightly and running it under my eye. I do not want a dramatic under eye today. And I'm just gonna pop a little bit of highlighter on my inner eye. And that's all I'm doing for today. So here's how the shadow's looking. So far, I like these shadows better than other e.l.f. shadows I have tried in the past, but I do want to see how it holds up throughout the day, especially this glitter shadow, because I feel like it's really easy for a glitter shadow to apply very nicely and then just kind of go downhill throughout the day. So I'm going to check in later. I'm running some errands and things today. Really excited to see how these hold up, if there's any like sort of creasing or anything. So yeah, I'll see y'all later. Super quick check-in on the eyeshadow. The liquid eyeshadow held up phenomenally, like absolutely gorgeous. The glitter, there's like 3 specks of glitter on my face, that's it. And the matte eyeshadow, there's also no creasing or anything, and I don't think it has faded incredibly. So liking these both so far. We'll see how it holds up tomorrow. See you then. Alrighty, we are back for day 2. I have the little palette Truffles here, which is a cute little neutral palette, and I've already primed my eyes with my Milani eye primer. So I'm going into this lightest brown shade in the little quad, and this is my favorite transition shade brush. This is a BH Cosmetics number 11 brush, and I'm putting this all in my crease and outer corner very lightly. And I'm going into this more like reddish brown shade, and this is an AOA Studio, what is this, E127. This one does seem a little bit powdery, and I'm just kind of doing the same, whoa, that's pulling very dark on the eyes. And that's also not getting like any of the reddish tone that it's getting in the pan. Weird. And I'm just gonna take that BH number 11 and kind of run it over that to help blend it. I don't understand why this looks like a nice like deep burgundy in the pan, and then on the eyes it just looks like a cool toned brown. Like, I don't mind the color that it is on the eyes, it's just like weird. I'm gonna take a teensy bit of this black on my Luxie 131 mini angled. I don't want this look to get mega dark, but I'm just gonna pop some of this in the outer corner. And I'm just gonna help blend that in with the AOA brush. The black does seem to have pretty good pigment to it. I know that's always a concern with blacks. It might be a little more of like a deep smoky gray than a pure black, but it's not like super patchy or anything. And I'm gonna take this little flat concealer brush from AOA and go into this like silvery chrome shade in here. This one does feel pretty firm pressed. I'm having to go into it kind of hard. Okay, it feels like one of those ones that has like kind of a hard pan right on top. And I'm just gonna wet my brush and put this on my lid in sort of a cut crease shape. That silver does have some very good payoff. It looks nice and shiny on the eyes with that wet brush. I'm just gonna pop on some face makeup and then I'll be back for the under eye. Alrighty, and for the under eye, I'm taking that AOA brush from earlier. Just kind of run it along there. And I'm just gonna take that Luxie brush and kind of do the same. And I'm just gonna pop some Flexitarian on my inner eye to brighten things up a bit. Alrighty, so this is my final look for today. I am pretty pleasantly surprised with how these shadows performed overall. I think the formula is really nice. I did enjoy the mattes quite a bit. They blended very easily. I don't think they're incredibly pigmented, but they're also not like very patchy. I don't really mind shadows that aren't like overly pigmented as long as they still blend and build really easily, which I felt like these did. I think that the silver shimmer performed really well. I do think that the pinky shimmers were like okay, they just weren't mind-blowing, and I'm pretty picky about shimmers, and I was really impressed with the liquid shadow as well. Very little glitter fallout, and it lasted all throughout the day without creasing, and I really liked the lasting power of these shadows as well. I'm not going to do a wear test today just because I feel like these are going to last pretty well. I do think it's weird how this one color looks very burgundy in the pan, but is very cool toned brown on the eyes. I don't know what's up with that, but just a warning if you choose to get the shade Truffles. Overall, these are definitely probably my favorite e.l.f. shadows that I've tried. I am happy to finally have an e.l.f. shadow that I can recommend pretty confidently, not only because I'm happy with the performance, but also because it is $3. So if you get it and you don't like it, you're not out as much as you would be if you bought another one of their palettes, because some of their palettes do get a little bit expensive. So yeah, I hope that this was helpful. If you have any questions about the palettes, I keep calling them palettes, but they're like their little quad thingy. I don't know what to call them. If you have any questions about the eyeshadows, definitely let me know down below. I'm more than happy to answer them. I will be back on Sunday with my Hufflepuff inspired tutorial. If you enjoyed this video, I will link all of my eyeshadow tutorials in a playlist for you to check out as well. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!